Hi there, it's me. Well, every year I do a spring painting, a seasonal painting. And I have no clue what I'm going to paint this year for spring. However, I do got a few colors for the background already thought of. But guess what? I'm going to take you guys along with my journey. So, let's get started. Let's start with my pinks down here. And as you can see, I am going in a crisscross motion. That also helps fill in the little parcels of the canvas. So I'm going with my pink, and as I get up, I want to add a little yellow into here, just to add to that spring color. So I'm just basically setting what I want to do here. I mean, obviously I know this is like what's coming forward towards you, and I'm going further back. Up in here, we're probably going to have mountains and trees. I'm starting to add some more pinks. This is my regular pink. Okay. Putting it in here while I could. All right, I'm going on my crimson. Here's the darker. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of the sky blue up in here. Oh, look at that, blend it, mix it. Well, and I will say, painting is very, very soothing. I love to paint. It soothes my soul very much. All right. Now I'm taking a little bit of the navy, and I'm just coming up into the top, because this is going to be like my darkest area. Dark. I think my background's about ready. Oh, there you are, folks. This is the background to my spring painting. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I'm going to put some trees, where I'm going to put land, if there's going to be a lake or a river, or... Okay, so... well, let's start with the background, like the mountains, okay? Let's say we want some mountains, you know? So, I'm probably going to put some mountains here. Maybe have this mountain come up a little bit. And you know, the reason that I'm starting off with the dark is so I can bring some light into this, and it'll just give the mountains more detail once I start adding the lighter. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this as the mountain right here in the background. Okay, I'm going to start putting some land here because that looks pretty neat all right there. So, let's get some land right here in the distance. Maybe right up to here. So, right where I'm putting this line right here, This is known as the horizon. So that's where I chose that. Let's get some more land over here on this side. Let's put a little bit more land right there. See where that goes. Build that mountain up a little bit more. Maybe bring it down into the horizon. Yeah. Okay. Well, now maybe we can just add a few more mountains up in here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more land in. How's that? Bring this out. Maybe put some land right in here. White up here in the crimson area. Look at that. Isn't that so beautiful? I love the way colors blend. Just love it. Love it. There's that crimson up here some more. As I came up here. Start down here. Right here. Again, I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm just going with the flow of the brush. Alright, add a little bit more yellow. There we go. I still have not cleaned my brush. Too much there. Alright. Now I'm going back down just to distribute it out and blend it in like they're just meshing together, you know. And get that little lighting effect in there. Coming all the way down, coming all the way down. Yeah, there we go. I told you the brightness just may change. You never know. I don't know what's going on here yet, so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of white. Now we know what you do when you blend white in with colors. It automatically lightens them up. Okay? Again, the lighting. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and put some lines in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up and again, blend it in. Oh yeah, that's coming along beautifully. There we go. There you are, just blend it in. But right now I just want to figure out how I'm going to shape this mountain basically. Because mountains are not the same shape, size, or form. A lot of times I like to step back when I do a certain area so I can see it from a different angle and so forth, but that's a great thing to do. Often step back from your painting and take it at a different view. I like blending. I love to blend. So I'm going to be doing a lot of blending, and that's how I create what I create. Just a lot of blending. So I'm going to start here and start darkening these areas in. And what I do is I start it from the top here where I want the mountain to have its height. And I go ahead and start going down and making my mountain. You notice how it's dark up here because I keep going back up and blending and then blending down. Back up and blending down. Blending to the center. Okay? I think we should add trees. Just in that area, huh? Okay. Here we go. Get a tree here. Maybe bring one out. I want a bigger one right there. Yeah. But before I finish putting the branches on this bigger one, I want to get a few more little ones in the background right here. See, I'm going to brighten this up as well. Start here with my yellow. Add that white just to give it some depth. Like right in here and right in here and right here. Right in here. Oop, that was a little too much. Right in here, right in here. Now I'm just going to wipe the brush off a little bit to get that excess white off and just blend it in. Alright, so now once I make it darker around this area, it'll bring this out a lot more. A lot more. Okay, we definitely want some up here because there's going to be more light back here. Okay, I just dabbed that part a little bit, and I just want to lightly blend that in. Alright. But like I said, here I'll show you. Once I darken that area in. Let's see. I think I'm going to use a little of the navy blue and the crimson together. And what I'm going to do is just add them together on my little thing here. My paper plate is what I use. And what I'm going to do is, obviously this is the background behind the lake. Let's go ahead and just decide what's going where. Just to darken the bank up a little bit. There we go, see? I'm just blending the crimson and the navy blue together a little bit more so I can get more paint. Alright. So, we already know it's dark there. I'm just putting lines and bringing it down. There we are. Okay, so all right, I think I'm gonna, yeah, that is dry, huh? But that's not, because I'm not really happy with this one right here. So I'm probably gonna end up turning this into something else. Maybe a bigger mountain. I'm not quite sure. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and turn it into a bigger mountain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some black just so I can get a basic idea. I will always remember the day you kissed my lips. Oh yeah. You went just like this, no, it's never been better. A lot of words that were almost night when we sang songs with all our childhood friends. All right, so come up in here, and I think I'm gonna make another little mountain back there. All right, so let's darken this up a little bit just to show that it's the mountain in the background. And of course, it's going to be darker than it is in the foreground. There we go. I actually like that. So maybe what I could do is like maybe bring up some flowers from here. What I'm doing right now is I'm just bringing up a little bit of grass just to help give it depth. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a few cherry trees back here. So I'm going to start with the crimson. And all I'm doing is dabbing. I also dab a lot. I did watch Bob Ross as a kid, a lot as a child, and I grew to love him. I'm one of his fans. I mean, he just puts a couple dabs here and there and here and there and makes a beautiful painting. Keep dabbing. And voila, I have a couple beautiful cherry trees. So again, I start with the crimson. And I'm dabbing. Right where I did those branches, I'm dabbing. Now I'm going to go for this tree. So now I'm going to go ahead and brighten up this background just a little bit. And I just took the navy blue and the crimson and a dash of white. And I just want to bring these mountains out a little bit. And here, as you can see, I'm going where the light is coming down. Just a little right there. Just going with the shape. And I'm gonna go ahead and work on this area down in here. I don't even know what this is gonna be yet, but I'd like to go ahead and fill that canvas in a little bit more. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some trees in the background now. I'm starting out with the navy blue, and I just put a dash of yellow in there. I want that to be a big old tree. I'll go back here. Let's bring this one up a little bit more here, so I can have some coming up from the mountain area. I'm dabbing. That's all I'm doing. It's springtime. It's beautiful. Lots of growth. Lots of blooming. Okay, so while it's still wet and I'm not cleaning my brush, I'm going to go ahead and dab into my yellow. And then later I'll come back with the yellow and of course do some highlights. There we go. Now we got some trees in the background. Here I'm going to have to fix that up a little bit. Right here. Just darkening it up. Just to add depth to that area. There you go. Coming down here and doing the same here, adding a little bit more depth to the area. I wonder how that would look if I had it like water coming through here and this being water here and coming through here and down. Because that looks kind of pretty there. That'd be pretty cool. It's a little waterfall. Hey. I like, you know, walking in, you know, the woods or in an area, and then I come up to a beautiful little waterfall coming over hills, and it's just beautiful to me. Okay, here's the yellow, and I'm going to start up here because that's where the waterfall's going to be coming over. Go down into here. Now I'm going to blend it on down into that blue. Oh yeah, this is going to be nice. I'm also going to add some light to that, so just to help give it that ripple effect. That's what I'm talking about. Just getting a basic idea of what I want to do and where, okay? And since this is in the background here, I want this area to be a little bit darker. And I'm just going to go back over where I darkened this area. I had a little black on my brush, and I put it on here, and now I'm just taking it toward the center, just to blend in that dark area so it doesn't look like just a line right there. It's actually supposed to be like a shadow. I want to add depth, most definitely. And just keep creating. Just keep going until I see what I like. I thought since I already had some cherry trees back in here and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and do some over here. Okay, now I'm just grabbing some white just to add some detail to the tree. Okay, like I did over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab to blend it in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go and put a little bit more highlight in some of these areas. Just to bring it out a little bit more. And I'm going down here And this is where I'm going to have my flower. So in the background of the flower, I'm going to want leaves. So I'm going to have leaves. All I'm doing is just making lines. Because once I add the yellow, it'll bring it out. I'm going to go ahead and, since this is going to be a spring painting, I'm going to work on a lily. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on my colors. While that dries, I'll move on to my next one. Okay, I'll come over here. Right now I'm just filling in. Okay, right now I'm just giving it value. And all right, now I'm going to wipe the brush off. Just wipe it because I still want that pinkish color on it. It's going into white anyway, so, and now I'm just going to blend. There. I like to put layers on my painting. So what I'm going to do is, all I do is grab the white. I'm going over, putting it in the white areas. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just feathering it pretty much in. It's supposed to be darker in this area. That's what I didn't want to do. Well, we can get some white back up in here. Here we go. Let that dry. A little bit more white. Here we go, because it helps with the blending. Okay, and here we go with the crimson. Okay, now that the paint's still wet, I'm pretty much feathering it in. Maybe put a little line down just to give it, make it more interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry. Now I'm gonna stick with lilies. So far I have lilies and cherry tree right here. So I think I'm gonna start here. Squiggle it, squiggle it. You may not be able to see the outline that I'm making too well, but maybe if I added a little white to that, you might see that. So it'll help me see a little bit better too. So I went squiggly, squiggly. Let's put one here. I don't want to take away too much of that tree. There you go. Now you can see it all right. And I'm going to fill it in. Just filling it in. Around the edges here of the flower. Yes, darling. Okay. Just wiping my brush off. I am not cleaning it again. And I'm grabbing my white. And I'm going to start up here on this petal and work my way down. It looks like a heart right there. That's the great thing I love about nature. There's so much love in nature. I mean, if you look at a lot of things, it's heart-shaped, you know, in nature. Leaves are almost there. A lot of petals and flowers are heart-shaped. We even have the bleeding hearts. Those are beautiful. I have those out in my yard, as a matter of fact. Start working back on the other ones and rotate around just to give it more detail and highlight. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put another little lily right here first and have the lilacs coming up through here. So let's do that. Again, I'm going to start with the center just like I did this one and this one. And I know the center would probably be right around here. So we'll have, let's see, one coming up here. Come up this way. All right, we got this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just fill it in. Okay, I'm just going to wipe my brush off. Get the majority of the navy blue and crimson mix off of the brush. And I'm getting some of my white so that I can start filling it in. And I'm putting a lot of paint on, white paint on my brush. Hurry up and fill these in with just the white. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend a little bit. Because I like my blending. I can go into my blending. There's that heart shape again. Love those heart shapes. I mean, to me, that just symbolizes the love in nature. Spraying my paints with some water a little bit. And I'm going after my crimson. And I'm going where I want the dark areas to be. Feathering it in. Beautiful. Actually, this has got to go in there a little bit. There we go. Okay, so while that's drying, Okay. Just going to keep adding all the little lilac petals until I'm happy with what I see. And I'll just continue going here and there and putting a bloomed one. It's beautiful. I even want some coming off canvas here. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to work on those trees in the background a little bit just to bring those out. And put some branches and trunks and like I said, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit in the background, the trees. Thank you for watching my channel, and this is my spring painting 2019. I hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next video.